Hi, Cancer. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. Welcome. This is your weekly reading for the week of June 24th to 31st. Okay, so I've decided to open my weeklies to everybody, but it's with commercials. And if you want to watch it without commercials, then you become a member for $3 a month. And the other thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to either once a month or once every 2 weeks do a live for members. We can ask me one question. So the little pre-message, I always get a pre-message. It's exactly what's going on with me at the moment. And then okay, is try something drastic. That's the thing. So what's happening is I'm gaining subscribers, but I'm losing members. So it's like, okay, well, we have to try something new. And in all fairness, I have to say that my last week for members was not my usual self. I was really in a bad mood and it really came through. So forgive me. Okay. So yeah, if something's not working or if you want something to move or it's like try something drastic. So that's what I'm doing. And we'll see if it works. And if not, I'll try something else drastic and see if that works. It's not the greatest configuration, I have to say, but I want you to be able to see the cards. Okay, let's see what's going on for Cancer. Drasticity, is that a word? I'm trying to, teach people English and then, I have my own language. Maybe that's the thing. To teach people my own language, it's $1,000 an hour. Drastic. Yes, act drastically. I don't know. One, two, three. Okay, so we begin with the King of Swords. So the King of Swords just cuts out what's unnecessary. He just cuts out, and he's a butcher. He's a butcher. He's a surgeon. It's there's no emotional. It's like this needs to go. This needs to go. I have a clear vision of what I want and how I want it to be organized, and I know how to do it. I know how to use a sword. I know how to use a scalpel. I know how to use a knife. And it's also like a fresh idea. And then I get a backup with the page, which is something completely new. The Page of Swords also, it's really not a comfortable setup, I have to say. Um, the page also is Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael has this energy of directness. There's no flowers, there's no, oh, honey, it's like, do this, do it now, or don't go there, or um, that's the energy. It's very direct. It's not, it's unemotional, which sometimes we need. And then I get choices. Lots of choices. Okay. Pay attention to your intuition. The interesting thing is, like if you decide to go on a new path, it's mysterious, but it's illuminated. I'm not really quite sure where it's leading, but I'm moving forward. I'm not really sure. I know it's that way. It's a little bit like Mexico City. New York is like this grid, like Manhattan is like a grid. So it's pretty simple. Aside from Broadway, Broadway does that. But everything else is like, okay, I'm going north, the numbers are going up. It's very simple. I'm going from 30th Street to 40th Street means going uptown. Simple, right? Numbers going up, I'm going uptown. Here, it's like, so I was completely lost last night. And it's like, just enjoy the walk. I know I'm heading in the right direction. I know I'm heading southwest, and it's like eventually I'll see something that's somewhat familiar, and I'll know which way to go. Just a little bit like that. I mean, it was a beautiful neighborhood I was walking through. Yeah, this came up for the collective as well. This is a really powerful card. So it's a 6. It's about persevering with one's thoughts and knowing that you're going to a calmer place, knowing that you're going to a place that's more tranquil, that's more fertile, because the old thing doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. There's also this energy in this card of not turning around, right? Of Lot's wife to me. And there's also, I also understand this card as that this is his mother or grandmother. This is his mother. This is not his wife. This is his mother or grandmother. And there's a matriarchy to this card. And there's this understanding for me of calling on the ancestors, calling on the ancient feminine wisdom to say, where am I going? Lead me, help me, show me the way, and tuning into that. My mother's been dead for next month will be, I don't know, 32 years. And she's always around me, just always around me, always. And sometimes when I'm really in a state, or even if I'm not in a state, I'm like, what did you do now? And, I used to get a lot of birds visiting in New York, and here we have hummingbirds, which is amazing. But there's also a lot of butterflies. And butterflies and Mexican and ancient Mexican culture are really like the dead coming to visit. So I saw a few butterflies already this morning, and it was like, oh, my mother's with me. All right. Yeah. Don't tie yourself in knots. Oh, am I doing the right thing? Am I going the right way? It's like, just go forward. Go forward with your instinct and cut out what's unnecessary. Instead of, this continual self-doubt. Oh, am I doing the right thing? Da, 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 da. Because that's where the abundance is. That's where the flow is. That's where the ease is. I always get ease with her. Ease, ease, ease. And it'll bring up a lot of new creative ideas. Lovely. Another three, to build something new. And it's interesting because this one, it's kind of odd that they're in the church at night. It's a little weird. So to me, a lot of times this card is like, I'm building something, but I'm building something in my subconscious. I'm building something in my subconscious. It's not really quite ready to see the light of day, but I'm building it on the inside, right? And I might have help. This is also a card of community. We will see if the fantastic mic actually cuts out. Moving forward. The king and the queen. I always feel like once you get the king and the queen of one suit, it's like it doubles up because the kings have knowledge and the queens have patience. So it's like between the two of them, it's like, okay, I'm on a new road. I'm doing new things. I'm doing something drastic. I'm changing everything up. I'm looking at things and doing things in a completely new way. And I have patience. And I have patience for myself and for the process. Let me show you the cards. It's my job. Got to do your job, Jeffrey. I'm taking my friend to a really fancy place tonight. I'm really excited, actually. He's the nicest guy in the world. I really met someone here who's so kind and loyal and patient and understanding and supportive. I'm so grateful. I really am. All right, let me move this. And it's interesting because he's straight, and it's kind of a blessing because otherwise, I get confused. I get like, oh, maybe, and it's like there's none of that there, and it's like we're just friends. It's so nice. All right, I don't know why I told you that, but I did. Okay, I know we went this way. Clearing out the past, new ideas, fresh intuition, choices, a new road, going on the new road. Stop doubting yourself, going to a place of ease and creativity and abundance. There's a lot going on subconsciously that you're going to be able to utilize because these are 2 3s. We have 2 3s, interesting. And then moving forward into the future because you already cried your tears toward abundance and toward, it's a really incredible card. This one is really more in a spiritual realm, right? Which would match this. And this one brings it into the here and now, brings it into the earth, right? This is the card of the entrepreneur. Look, yay. Yeah, a brand new idea, a brand new idea, inspiration, victory after tears. Uh, I also lately I've been getting with the Ace of Swords in particular. Um, it's not only is it moving forward with a new idea, but it's cutting out the past. It's like, well, that used to work then, it doesn't work anymore. And there's no like, so to be honest with you, I cried last night, right? Because things really, I had a really hard day. And I really tried to take actions on certain things. And like it was there were so many brick walls and it was really frustrating. And it's like you have a plan towards something and nothing is working. Everything you do like it was not working, and it was really overwhelming. It really got overwhelming. Because I'm not a big crier, so I got to cry, and it was so healing for me. Honestly, it was so healing for me. And it's like now that it's almost like once you let it out of the pot in a way, it's like okay, the pot was boiling over. I took off the lid. I let it do its thing and mess up my stuff. And it's like, okay, now if I turn down the heat a little bit, it'll cook correctly, right? Because I want it to simmer. I don't want it to boil, right? A little bit like that. Yeah, in order to manifest what it is you want. So there might be a release. Look, it happened for me. So usually if it happens for me, I bring it into the reading and it makes sense. I don't know how that works, but it does. If there's a release, then you can, move forward into some new action toward a new goal, toward a new destination. And this is the one, and an ace is the one also. And this one, he's really interesting because he's eternal. It's understanding the eternity of one's soul and understanding that we manifest whatever it is that we want to manifest on this earth. And I think that maybe recently, you've been manifesting stuff that doesn't really serve you, and it's time to like go on a completely different path, a different road. That is my take. Um, Very interesting. And it's interesting too that we have choices. So for me, the choice here is always like, do I want to live in the Garden of Eden with all the abundance and all the beauty and all the little animals, The squirrels are so assertive here, you know, like they must feed them really regularly because they come right up to you. They're like, "You got anything to eat?" And it's like, "You're a little rat. Get away from me." They're cute, but it's like not so cute that I want to touch you. I grew up in Brooklyn. I'm not really used to touching animals. Okay. Um, or am I choosing to live in the darkness? Or am I choosing to live in the darkness in my head? Am I choosing to live in the darkness of the world? Or am I choosing to live in my own sense of paradise? A little bit like that. A little bit like that. It's as simple as that. Am I choosing to like let all the outside influences, make me go into doom and gloom and darkness? Or am I choosing to like really rely on my own self, my own soul, my own eternity to create something uh, benefic? And sometimes, I need to like be on the road. It's like, you know what? There's a lot of traffic here. I'm making a left. Oh, that's the wrong way. That's not what GPS says. I don't really care what GPS says. And I have to follow my own internal compass. Blessings. Have a lovely week. Please become a member.